My younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me, just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you've had. In consequence, I'm inclined to reserve all my judgments. It was a matter of chance that I should have decided to spend the summer on that slender, riotous island which juts out into the great wet barnyard of Long Island Sound, 20 miles due east of New York. I lived at West Egg on the, well, less fashionable side of the Courtesy Bay, and my cousin Daisy Buchanan lived in one of the glittering white palaces of East Egg with her husband Tom, whom I'd known in college. They had spent the years since their marriage drifting here and there, unrestfully, wherever people played polo and were rich together.
Nick Caraway! Nick, it's about time.
I'm really not sure how to operate that thing.
Well, you should have told us. We would have sent the motor cruiser for you. How are you?
Is this all yours?
Some of it belongs to Daisy. Where's your place?
Across the bay. But it's just a little cottage I got for $80 a month.
80 a month? Our beer bills at New Haven were more than that.
You forget. I am now just a struggling bond salesman on Wall Street.
Nick? Is it really you?
It is.
Oh, my dear lost love. I'm paralyzed with happiness. Jordan, this is my second cousin once removed, Nick Caraway. Does that mean we kiss when we greet or no?
I hope it means we do.
Tom says you've just come from Chicago. Tell me everything. Do they miss me?
The whole town is desolate.
Oh, how gorgeous.
All the cars have their left rear wheel painted black as a mourning wreath, and there's a persistent wail all night.
Let's go back tomorrow, Tom. I love a persistent wail.
Well, I love a drink. Come on, let's all have a drink.
I've been lying on that sofa for as long as I can remember. You live across the Sound in West Egg. I know somebody there.
I don't know a single person.
You must know Gatsby.
Oh, he's my neighbor.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
Come on, Daisy.
Why candles? In 2 weeks, it'll be the longest day in the year. Do you always watch for the longest day in the year and then miss it? I do.
We ought to plan some.
All right. What do we plan? What do people plan? Look at that. My little finger, it's all black and blue. You did that, Tom. I know you didn't mean to, but that's what I get for marrying a brute of a man. A great big hulking brute
Daisy,
of a man.
I hate that word, hulking. Even in kidding.
Hulking.
Please, let's not start one of those.
Nick, have you read that book, The Rise of the Colored Empires by Goddard?
Why, no.
Well, it's a fine book, and everyone ought to read it. See, the point is that if we don't watch out, the white race will be utterly submerged. No, that's so. It's up to us who are the dominant race to watch out, and these other races will have control of things.
We've got to beat them down.
Now, Daisy, it has all been scientifically proved. You see, we're Nordics. You are, and I am, and... Thank you. Excuse me. Anyway, we're responsible for all the things that have gone to make civilization. Art, science, and all that.
I love to see you at my table, Nick. You remind me of a rose. An absolute rose. Doesn't he?
You're Jordan Baker, the golf champion, aren't you?
Shh. Don't talk. I want to hear what happens.
Is something happening?
You mean you don't know? I thought everyone knew.
I don't.
Tom's got a woman in New York. She might have the decency not to telephone him at dinner time, don't you think?
Couldn't be helped. Oh, there's a bird on the lawn. I think it must be a nightingale come over on the Cunard of the White Star Line. He's singing away. It's romantic, isn't it, Tom?
Yes, it is romantic.
It had been a golden afternoon, and I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the summer. By the autumn, my mood would be very different.
Good night.
Good night. Come back soon.
I would want no more privileged glimpses into the human heart. Only my neighbor, Gatsby, would be exempt from my reaction. Gatsby, who represented everything for which I have an unaffected scorn. For Gatsby turned out all right in the end. It was what preyed on him, what foul dust floated in the wake of his dreams. At least once a fortnight, a corps of caterers came down with several hundred feet of canvas and enough colored lights to make a Christmas tree of Gatsby's enormous gardens. There was music from my neighbor's house through those summer nights. In his enchanted gardens, men and girls came and went like moths, among the whispering and the champagne and the stars. I believe that few people were actually invited to these parties. They just went. They got into automobiles which bore them out to Long Island, and somehow they ended up at Gatsby's door.